Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel once again. This is Drew, aka Booty Sweat, and we are back with another custom variations guide for a character in MK11 Ultimate. This time, Skarlet. Now, Skarlet is really not too complicated a character. Her execution's pretty basic. She's mostly a zoner, but she can get some good damage and other things and kind of apply some good pressure with some of her custom variation loadouts. And so I kind of want to go over a couple of options that you have with Skarlet that you can kind of play her a little more offensively, as well as really take advantage of her zoning capabilities. Hopefully custom variations will kind of rejuvenate this character a little bit. She's one of the worst characters in the game for sure, so we kind of want her to be good because she's cool. So hopefully she'll kind of have some new life breathed into her, and maybe people can figure out some new cool stuff you can do with her, even though I know custom variations have already been a thing in the past. But I don't know, in competitive play, maybe she'll see more play with these custom variations. So without further ado, let's get right into the first variation. Alright, for this first variation, we're running a pretty standard set of abilities for Skarlet. That's her Blood Port and her Dagger Dance, which I just think are both really good. I will probably use both of these on just about every variation that Skarlet has. Her Dagger Dance, I mean, obviously her Blood Port is a teleport, so you want that. But then her Dagger Dance is a really good parry, I think, because you can hold it, and she can hold it for really long. So if you see, when she finally lets go, it was active for 208 frames. That's quite a few, but you can cancel it whenever. You can kind of cancel it in whatever amount of time that you want to. So really, whenever you feel like it. And what this can do is, ooh, what's that freaky thing? I think it's kind of terrifying in the background. Anyway, you really can catch them off guard. So it has a 9-frame startup, which is pretty quick for a parry. So say you want to, you know, wake up and parry or whatever, usually you can catch an opponent off guard. But say you can let go of it really fast, so then they have a hard time punishing it because you'll be safe again by the time they react to it. Or if you think they're going to punish it because you used it short, then you can hold it a little longer and maybe catch them trying to jump the gun and punish a little too early. So it's a really good parry. That and Blood Port are going to make up sort of the shell of my Skarlet variations here, and then we'll kind of alternate between other abilities. So on this first variation, the alternate ability that we're using is Cell Siphon, which is this little move right here. She kind of sucks some blood out of them and causes them to walk forward toward her. It leaves you +4 on hit, so that you have a bit of a restand opportunity. You can easily go into a down one or into a throw, whatever it is you want to do, in order to mix up your opponent a little bit. In addition, you can amplify it, and not only will it do what it's normally supposed to do, it'll actually bring them forward a little closer. And if you saw our health, we healed some. So I have us set to 50% health. Well, you can see if I amplify it, I actually get some of that back. It's not quite as much as you get back for this move, rather. You get a lot back for that move, but you still get some back. And if you have the bar, there's really not a whole lot of reason not to amplify it, because it also helps you kind of apply some pressure. So a good practical application for this ability is the restand and the pressure that you get as a result. So one of Skarlet's really standard combos is her 2-1-2 into 2-1-2 into 4-4. And then you can cancel into the Cell Siphon, and that will leave them standing and allow you to get further pressure. It kind of looks something like this. And as you can see there, I hit them with the stand 1 just to kind of get some more hit advantage, and then pressure into a throw. In addition, you'll notice Skarlet's down 1 is +14 on hit now. I think they did some adjusting to the down 1 poke game and made them more plus on hit. So that allows her to jail into a lot of stuff. She has 7 frames to jail into her standing 1. And her standing 1 can then go into, like, you know, something like this, and then boom, you're doing it again. So if you can get them kind of in this loop of pressure, you can actually do some pretty cool stuff with this in terms of tripping them up. You can throw in a low every once in a while, or an overhead as well, and that can give you a crushing blow. So, you know, really, that's a 22-frame startup, so they can probably, they can interrupt that really if you know, it doesn't jail, obviously. But maybe they decide to block low in order to get you on a counter poke or try to counter poke, or maybe they're expecting to throw, so they duck. Whatever it is, that'll let you get that back 2. You can get the back 4 if they're not doing that. You know, whatever it is, it really just gives you a whole lot of potential in terms of pressuring them with this move. All right, for our second variation, we have Skarlet in this really swaggy Time Warriors costume. I love this costume. Before we really get into what the second variation we're going to cover is all about, again, if you're enjoying this, if you're getting value out of it, if it's helping you out, then make sure you like and subscribe. That would really help me out as a little fledgling channel trying to make it in the world. Just, you know, hit that like, subscribe, or if you hated it, then, you know, hit dislike and tell me why in the comments. Either way is fine with me. Let's get on with the second variation, which is basically mostly the same. We still have Blood Port and we still have Dagger Dance. But the main thing that we've changed now is we're using Boiling Point instead of Cell Siphon. And Boiling Point actually does a pretty good amount of damage. By itself, it's 18% for one special attack, but it really helps you get some genuinely good combo damage with Skarlet, which she usually struggles to get. So that's a nice cool little 31% for one bar, which is really, really good for Skarlet. It's more than she can usually get. So Boiling Point really helps her get more damage. You can get more damage off of things like her 1-2. You know, you're just getting a nice little bit of damage. A nice 25% if you continue the combo into ending with her 4, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but so she gets a little bit of good damage off of this. As a result, you can really hit your opponents. It is a low as well. If you notice, it hits low. So, and you can get it to come out from pretty far away as well. And I think you can get it, yeah, you can get it close also. So you'll have to change it, the length of it, depending on what combo you're doing if you really want to get maximum damage, but it's worth it, and it's worth figuring out because I think it really gives her kind of a new way of playing her where, again, you can kind of pressure and, you know, jail into something and then really get some good damage off of it. So it's an interesting way to play Skarlet for sure and can get you some cool combos. Okay, for the third variation, we are keeping Blood Port again, only this time we're actually not using Dagger Dance. Instead, we have replaced it with a move called Red Rain, I think. Basically, it's this little rain, and while Skarlet is standing in it, she gets an increase to her damage. So you'll see this, for instance, does 103. If I have this out, we got 118. So that's a pretty significant damage boost. Now, a cool thing about this is it really helps you pressure in the corner. In addition to using the Red Rain in the corner to get you more damage, you can also use this move which we have replaced Cell Siphon with, which is this Wretch move. And so you can do it close, and you see it leaves you +7 on hit. That means you can do a whole lot of different things. Anything that basically has a 14 frame startup or less, you'll be able to go into, and it'll help you get, you know, some of those nice throw crushing blows or the back 2 crushing blow again. You know, it can help you with that if you back up before doing it. But then with this Red Rain move, it also helps you get more damage as a result as well. With this combination of moves, you can really kind of do a lot of damage in a hurry with Skarlet, especially if you get them in the corner as well. So it's a little more gimmicky in my opinion, because I think this move is mostly useless outside of the corner. So you really like have to be in the corner to get any good use out of this one. So really you want to get them in the corner and then maybe like knock them down. and then you know, have the ability to start pressuring them. Getting more damage as a result. You see, that was 30% meterless. So it really can help you get more damage, but you've really got to put a lot of pressure on in the corner. I think it's probably a pretty high skill floor to use this variation effectively, because you are sacrificing a lot of good stuff, like the dagger dance. And this move as well, I think overall just isn't quite as good as Boiling Point or Cell Siphon. It doesn't heal you like Cell Siphon, and it also, if you amplify it, doesn't leave you as plus, and it doesn't march them toward you, which is what helps Cell Siphon be such a good pressure tool as a restand, and, you know, helping you get that kind of hit advantage and go into buttons or throws or whatever. But in the corner, I think that it can be really good, and in conjunction with this move, you know, as a combination, the two are pretty decent. So that's really it for this variation. Kind of more gimmicky. Skarlet looks sick in this costume though, so hey, whatever, I'll use it anyway. But yeah, I definitely prefer the other two variations we covered already, but this one could find some interesting use, I think. So yeah, that's about it for this one. Skarlet, not too complicated of a character. Really, you just have to kind of get in the groove of using her moves to keep opponents away, and then being able to fight up close, you know, is something else that you're gonna kind of have to hone your skills on. Her down 3 is terrible, but her down 1 is 7 frames, not the fastest in the game, but not bad. So really, you just really want to kind of get used to playing as her. She's not the greatest character in the game, let's just be honest, but I think you can do some good damage with her, and she has some decent matchups that really you can take advantage of in this game if you just get some good practice in. So all of that being said, that's it for this one. We'll be back with another guide as soon as possible. Have a good one. Be blessed.